Here's why you might feel stuck in life and how you can fix it. And guys, it's normal if you feel stuck. It's normal if it feels like you're not doing anything or getting anywhere, but understanding and acknowledging the things that you have to do to change that is the key to changing it. So let's get into it. The first thing is you're changing too much at once. New gym routine, new diet, new friends, new habits. It's a whole lot at one time. It feels good at first, but then what comes from that is burnout, being overwhelmed, and maybe even quitting. And we see that a lot because when you're trying to do a lot and change a lot at one time, you can't focus all your energy onto everything. And because you're thinking of all the things you want to do and you want to make sure you do it all, it becomes hard, it becomes difficult, and it gets you overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, it might lead to quitting. And when you quit, you stop doing everything. You get nowhere, you're stuck, you're doing nothing. And that could lead to why you might feel stuck in life because you thought about all these things you want to do, you started doing them, and then you stopped because it was a lot at once and you couldn't handle or do it all, which is okay. It's normal, but you have to understand that sometimes you won't be able to do everything you want to do at once. So taking it step by step, slowing it down. Slowing it down, you're getting things done and you're staying on top of it. When you have one or two things to take care of, you do those, you implement those, and you just ride that for a bit. Once you know you have those locked down and it becomes just regular, organic part of your day-to-day activities and day-to-day habits, and it's just flowing, then you can start introducing and adding more things. But when you have a lot at once, it could overwhelm you, it could make you feel like you need to quit, and it could just be a lot to handle at one point. And a super big important thing that we don't talk a lot about is burnout. Burnout is so real. Whenever I hear that, I'm always like, oh, like, I won't get burned out. I can do whatever for however long, but that's not the case. No matter how hard we want to say, yeah, we don't get burned out and we can do it, there's going to be days where we just don't feel like we're ready for it. Right now, I could be like, yo, yeah, I'm ready. I can do this every single day, but then that next day comes. Maybe it's not tomorrow, maybe it's not the day after, but it's the day after that. Something happens that day, or you deal with some nonsense, or someone bothers you, or, you get into a fight with someone or something. That energy is going to get sucked out of you and you're not going to be able to do that thing that day. And now when you don't do it that one day because you're so hard on yourself and you're like, oh, I have to do it every day or it's not good enough. Now that you don't do it that one day, you stop. But just because you didn't do it that one day doesn't mean you have to stop. And it doesn't mean that you have to let everything go. That's why we start slow and we stay on top of things one at a time until it becomes regular. Because we still have to live our regular lives while doing all these things that we want to do, while adding all these things to the to-do list and making sure we're crossing things off. There is a lot going on. And sometimes it feels like it's a lot, and sometimes you might get overwhelmed, and sometimes it feels like we're not even doing what we're supposed to be doing at a high enough value, or like we're even good enough to do that thing, which again is normal, but we have to understand that. But as long as we understand that that's normal and it's human, we're humans, it's okay, then we take it from there. And the only way to beat that and handle that is just by taking it slow. Slow down. Take things one at a time and you'll figure everything out as you go. You can't be changing too much at once or you're going to be overwhelming yourself. Because when you change something, you have to rewire your brain to get to do that thing. If you're changing too many things at once and your brain has to be rewired for all these little things, it's going to be a lot. It's going to overwhelm you, it's going to feel tiring, and it's going to be exhausting. And we don't want to exhaust ourselves, especially when we're changing little things to improve and make our lives better. If we get a set of new friends, boom. And if we start going to the gym, boom. Those could be two things that we just work on and deal with. After those things have passed and after those things have just become regular day to day, we understand how things work and we understand how it goes, then we can start adding more things and start rewiring those. But when you start to rewire a whole lot at one time, that's when it could become a lot. So just make sure you're slowing down, you're taking it at your own pace. It's not a race, it's a marathon. It's the long game, it's a journey. So understand that as you go down the journey, you will be rewiring stuff, you will be changing stuff, and you will be adding new things to your life, but taking it slow and taking it at your own pace, not going up against someone else or not being on someone else's timing so that you don't get overwhelmed, you don't get burned out, and then you don't just stop doing everything all at once and now you feel like you're stuck and you can't do anything and you're not getting anywhere. The next thing that can make you feel stuck is you're expecting results too fast. And I am not going to sit here and say I have never thought that because I always, I'm really hard on that where it's like I need the results now. And it's not like I'm not doing any work and I'm expecting it to come. I'm putting in time, I'm putting in energy, I'm putting in effort, and it's still not getting the exact results that I want. That's normal. We all go through it and we all have to go through it to get to the next level. Think of it this way. If you don't go through that phase, then you're not getting to where you want to get to. So if you're going through that phase right now, then just understand you're good and it's a good sign. It's a sign you're on the right track and it's a sign you're doing the right things. But we cannot be expecting things right away. And this is because you could grind for a few weeks, you put in work for a few weeks, but nothing changes. And because nothing changed, you think it's not going to work and you just quit. You're like, all right, I put in 2 weeks, 3 weeks in it and whatever, it's done. It's not working. I'm just going to stop now. But real progress is so slow, you don't even notice it. And guys, like I said already, I definitely have trouble going through this and believing this, but it's part of the process and it's part of the journey. And we cannot expect results fast. And we cannot expect results off rip. We cannot expect them too fast. And it's part of life and it's part of the journey. And if we have this constant mindset where we expect the results right there and then, nothing is going to work, because we're not going to get the results right there and then we're going to stop, we're going to quit, we're going to go to the next thing. But that time spent on the first thing and the second thing and the third thing, if we just spent the time we spent on those three things on one thing, then we will get the results and we will get to where we want to get to. And a big example of that is my YouTube channel. I'm posting these videos twice a week, and I've started, I think, the first week of January, and I've stayed on top of it. And slowly there's progress. It's a little bit, some videos hit, some videos don't, and I'm not growing at the pace that I want to. And I feel like I'm saying some high quality stuff in these videos and not a lot of people are seeing it, but it's part of the process and it's part of the journey. And eventually, at some point, as I keep going, I keep getting better at the videos, I will keep attracting new viewers, I will keep attracting a bigger and better community, and it's part of the journey and it's part of the game. And it's part of the game. And you got to be ready and willing to play the game. When you start a game on Nintendo or when you start a game of Fortnite, you don't win on the first second. You have to stay the whole game. You have to do the missions. You have to play the rounds. You have to kill people. You have to go after people to get to the end. And at the end is your W. But that is so momentarily, because when you play a game, at the end of that game, you get that win. You get the Battle Royale winner, final, whatever. And then that's it. It's done. But in real life, when you get to that end goal and when you reach your goals, it's literally infinity opportunities and continuous going on from that point. You win in life, you're constantly winning. You always have your wins from it. You always have your accolades from it, and you can keep growing and getting better. You win in Fortnite, it's done. You just restart from the beginning again, and then you try to win at the end. You get what I'm saying? So games are literally made to give you that quick hit of dopamine and that quick hit of like, you're a winner, and then you start back at the bottom. As opposed to life, you're starting at the bottom and you're slowly going up, slowly going up, slowly going up. And you don't get that satisfaction of you're a winner in between. You get it at the end. And you will know once you get there. And I know, and I truly believe that we can all get there. It's just a matter of time, and that's literally it. Just time and consistency. And you have to believe in yourself, because no one else will believe in you more than you believe in you. So believe in yourself and you will get to where you want to get to. Don't expect results right away. They will come. The next reason why you might feel like you're stuck is because you're not tracking your progress. And when you're not tracking your progress, it feels like you're doing nothing. It feels like you're getting nowhere. When the reality is you are making progress. You just don't see it. Small wins add up, but you have to keep going. And when I say track your progress, I could literally mean anything. When I first started my basketball team, I had a list with all the signups on it. The first time I ever signed it up, I think I had like 30 people sign up, and I kept that list. Every single season after that, I made that same exact list and wrote the same exact amount of people, so I can see the numbers and compare them from my first season when I had 30 signups to now 2 years later when my list has over 100 signups. You get what I'm saying? But it's little things like that. Even if you write it down in your notes, even if you take pictures of you go to the gym, take pictures of your body before, and slowly, as you keep going to the gym, keep getting stronger, keep getting a better body, you're going to take pictures and you're going to see how your body has changed, because we are constantly changing. It's just a matter of if you see it or not. If you feel like you're stuck in the same place, you need to track your progress to understand that you're actually not stuck in the same place. Because if you think you're stuck in the same place, then that means you're putting in work to do something. And if you're putting in your work to do something, then you are doing something to get somewhere. You just don't see it because you're so closed-minded and focused on, I'm doing all this and I'm not getting nowhere. But if you look at the little things and you look at the little progress, 1% is something. As long as we're getting a little bit better every single day, that's all that matters. Whether it's the thing you're putting into your business, whether it's what you're putting into your YouTube channel, whether it's you're putting into your schoolwork, whatever. 1% better is all we need. And 1% better every single day is progress. It might be little, but it's progress. And this little progress will compound and add up as you go on to get to the end goal and achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. But these little progresses that happen every single day, sometimes we don't see them or notice them. So you telling yourself, oh, you're not getting nowhere, when in reality you are, is kind of contradicting, and it will hold you back when you shouldn't be holding yourself back. So track your progress and you will see the little things getting better, and the little things, getting better every single day as you keep going, as you keep building, as you keep learning new things, and as you keep doing more things. And so all these things might make you think that you're stuck in life when in reality you're not. But the fix to it is the 1% rule. Instead of changing everything at once, focus on one thing. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. I'm going to say that one more time. Habits are the compound interests of self-improvement. Always compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not anyone else. And any task or anything you're working on, you're comparing it to what you did yesterday or the day before instead of anyone else. Now, the 1% rule will help you focus on one thing to carry you over and take you into wherever lane and whatever journey and path you want to get to. For me personally, this is so hard for me to say because my mind is on so many things and I want to do so many things and I can't decide on one thing. But if you, on the other hand, you have one thing you know you're really good at, or one thing you really like, or one thing you're super interested in, focus on that. I wish I could just pick one thing and focus on that, because if I picked one thing and I focused on it, I'm positive 1,000,000% that I would be able to excel all sorts of levels and all sorts of achievements and things in regards to that thing. So I'm telling you this from one person who tried a million things and is still doing a million things to another. If you can focus on one thing, you will be set for life, no matter what it is. Just ask yourself, what is it that you really enjoy? What is it that you really like? If you really like to make content, start making your YouTube videos right now and start posting these videos every single day. I started this channel, I don't know how long ago, built it up how many times, stopped, and then built it again, and then stopped, but I always come back to it because I genuinely really like to make YouTube videos, and I want to be successful on YouTube. My only thing is I wasn't consistent with it, and I didn't believe in it when I was younger, or else I would have posted way more and continued to grow the channel, and who knows where it would be now. But because I kept on taking breaks, because I was focusing on other things, and because I would take a break from YouTube to do this, and then to do that, and then go back from that to... None of that. Focus on one thing and just be the biggest, baddest, perfectest person at that thing. Instead of changing everything at once, focus on one thing at a time. We're adding new things to our routine. We cannot add a million things at once and make it a new routine, because if I'm doing nothing today and I say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, 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 tomorrow is going to come, I'm going to be overwhelmed, I'm going to be tired, it's going to be a lot, and I'm not going to want to do all those things I just listed out. And even if I did do it, I'm not going to be able to do that same thing the day after and the day after and the day after, because I just started and I have to still rewire my brain to figure those things out. And so the fix to that is just focusing on the one thing you want to add to your routine. Make it a normal habit. Make it something that you're constantly doing. Make it something that it just becomes a regular thing. Like, you cannot spend the day without doing it. Once it becomes like a regular thing, then you can start adding more stuff to it. Then you can start adding and introducing more things to your routine, because you got to remember, you are in control of your routine. So if you throw a million things into your routine, the chances of you continuing to do those things when you're supposed to, how you're supposed to, is very slim, because it's a lot at once that you're not used to. But if you're used to something every single day, you're going to continue to do it every single day. So now you can introduce something else to make yourself used to that thing and doing that thing every single day. And it just keeps going on, adding new things to build up your routine, to control what it is you want to control. But the last thing we want is to try and do a million things at once, where we get overwhelmed, we get burnt out, we stop doing everything we're supposed to be doing, and then we quit because we feel like we're not doing enough and we're stuck and we're not getting where we want to get to. At the end of the day, it's just your mindset, and it's your belief, and it's your mind. You are in control, and you have to understand that. You are in control and in power to add things to your routine, get used to it, make it habits, and also stop doing things. Take things out that maybe you don't need to be doing out of your routine, and fixing it up and making the ideal routine for you so that you can become a better person and achieve all the things you want to achieve. But you will not be able to do that if you constantly feel like you're stuck, if you constantly feel like you're not getting anywhere, if you constantly feel like you're not doing anything, if you constantly feel like you're not doing enough. Because the reality of it is, you most likely are, you just don't see it. And you might do it for a bit and then you stop because it feels like you're not getting anywhere. But if you follow these tips and you listen to what I'm saying, then you'll understand that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and everything else will come when the time is right. But you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that's all that matters. We're getting 1% better every single day. We're constantly growing. We're constantly learning. We're constantly get better. We're constantly sticking to our routines, and we're adding new things that need to be added when we want to, and that's all it is. And so yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you drop them down below in the comments, and press that subscribe button. We're posting videos every Thursday and Sunday, so make sure you press that subscribe button to stay on top of it and get notified when I post a new video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.